Well, hey there, welcome. I decided I wanted to try to record some videos, record some of my music. I've written over 600 songs. If I posted a new song every week, then it would take me about 12 years to get through everything that I've written. So I've got a pretty big catalog, and a lot of these are songs that I've never played for anybody. Nobody else in the world has ever heard these things. And for my sake, I wanted to put a little catalog together and get some of these songs down, get some of these recorded. And for anybody else out there, I thought, well, there are a few people who like my music or like my songwriting who might be interested in some of the origins of it. And for others, there are other maybe interested songwriters, interested musicians out there who could benefit from this. I'll say a catalog, a recording of the process of writing songs, and I'll try to include a lot of that as I go through this. I can't start at the very beginning of writing songs because I don't know when I started writing songs. For me, that was kind of always a mystery, and sometimes people ask me, when did you start writing songs? And the answer has been kind of unclear. And then I had, when I started having kids of my own, then I learned the answer to that question. It's that it doesn't have a beginning. That as soon as you're born, babies, before they can talk, they're singing. They're making sounds that they delight in, and they're musical sounds. Again, long before you're talking. And so I can remember some songs that I came up with when I was very young, which I might bother you with at some other time. But for right now, I'm going to go to the oldest songs that I have, that I've written, that are written down on a piece of paper, that I have the whole thing. And these all come from a time when I started writing music with my older brother. And I had written a few songs on paper before. He came to me one time, he played a little bit of guitar, and he said he wanted to start a band and wanted to know if I was interested, or if I was interested in writing any music. And so I just happened to have a couple songs that I'd written that he knew nothing about, and I sang them for them. And he said to me, "You got talent." And so he was excited. He was 4 years older than me. I would have been in 4th grade at this time, and he was in 8th grade. So I don't know, I felt pretty good about getting that compliment very early on, you might say, in my songwriting career. So we started writing songs together. Now those songs that I sang for him, I can kind of remember a couple of them a little bit, but I don't have them. I didn't keep those. Later on, he decided, well, those weren't quite right for the project, so we just didn't file them in the same way that we filed the other folders, and I don't know what happened to them. And when I say folders, I got just stacks of folders. This is not all of them, but I mean, here's 3 folders. These have 100 songs in them apiece. I got another folder that's sitting on the same stand as my camera, and I can't show that to you right now, or my camera will fall down. I got a couple other folders laying around here, but that's a system that I got from my brother. And before I play my first song, I'll show you. This is another system that I got from my brother. This is it's like a table of contents, and each one of my folders has one of these in it. And this one's a little weird because it starts at number 1, and then it goes up to number 28, and then it starts again at number 1. And that's just because I eventually had to admit to myself that my older brother was not interested in the songwriting project anymore. So I started thinking of the songs as, these are my songs anymore, they're not our songs. And so I started numbering them again. And then I took that into account later, so my total over 600 songs, that reflects that some of these numbers are in there twice. I skipped a bunch of numbers a few years later. But that's the beginning, and I'm going to play... I'm not going to play Court for you. This is a song that my brother wrote, and I rewrote it later, but this isn't one of my earliest songs. I'm trying to read this backwards off the screen. She's a Girl. Basically, my brother wrote that, and I had to kind of adjust the melody a little bit. Johnny Cool there, I didn't have much to do with that. So really these next 4 songs here, those are like the first songs that I really have any kind of songwriting credit on. And so I'm going to play those for you. And I don't think I'm going to start with the earliest of them. I'll get to that one a little bit later. But the first 2 that I'm going to do are, in my mind, they're like classic songs. Some of these really old songs that I wrote when I was a kid, I think of them the same way that I think of music that I listened to when I was a kid. There are songs that you heard when you were little, and you just think like, oh, that's just a magic song. It means something to me that no other song means, and no other song ever could mean. And I just feel that way about these songs here. Like, I play these and they take me back. I mean, these folders here, this is like my time capsule. And I can go back through my life. Other people listen to their favorite music to do that, or other people have other ways of kind of going back in time. But for me, it's this music that I wrote, and when I go to these songs, and I can remember so much about my life and where I was in life when I was writing those songs. So this first one that I'm going to play for you, this is called "It Ain't Easy." And my brother had this idea. He said he liked this idea for the start of a song. If you see me standing here hanging around. And he had this kind of like really laid back sort of opening feel to it. And then I just tacked the next line onto it and just kind of like really amped the thing up. And he was not expecting that, but he liked it. He was very interested in combining different ideas, and I think he liked the fact that what I came up with was not at all what he was planning to do with the song. And this is a page turner. Piano players are good at turning the page while they're playing. I'm just going to do my best here. I'm a guitar player, and we don't develop that skill very much. But I tried to avoid this as I got older. This is my brother's all caps handwriting here when he was in 8th grade. But it's on the front and back, so I got to turn this thing. If you see me standing here hanging around, could you give me some money? My profit's going down. It ain't easy trying to be someone. It ain't easy. Just you wait till I'm done. It ain't easy. Lord, won't you show me the way? First time for everything, people don't mind. Unless you do it badly, I think you'll find it ain't easy. They're talking behind my back, and I'm dreaming, but hope is never coming back. I'm just asking, Lord, why is it happening to me? The gutters is the life for me. Then how am I on the stage where I think I should be? It ain't easy digging through a garbage can when I'm living outside with the alley cats. I'm just acting, Lord, and why am I singing this song? I don't know why I'm asking these things. Miracles can come true. It was also, you see, the truth in me, and the world falls down so quickly. Why don't you see? If you see me standing here hanging around, could you give me some money? My profit's going down. It ain't easy trying to be someone. It ain't easy. Just you wait till I'm done. It ain't easy, Lord, won't you show me the way? That takes a little rough. I don't mind that. This is meant to be kind of low production. I haven't played these songs in many years. I ran through them a couple times before I got started here, and this didn't have any chords written on it. I didn't play guitar when we were writing these songs, and my brother played a little bit, but I don't know that he could like play a little solo line over them. I don't know if he could have put chords to them. So I came through some of these and wrote chords when I was in junior high. No, it wasn't in junior high. No, I would have had to have been older than that. Sorry, I said junior high earlier, but I didn't start playing guitar till I was a junior in high school. And so around that time, I went through and I wrote some chords for some of these songs. And some of my chords weren't very good because I was just learning how to do it. But some of them I never got around to writing chords on. So that song, even though it kind of holds a special place in memory for me, I never sat down to write chords for it. This will be another song, of course, from the same era. That was number 6, and this is number 7. And these will be chords that I came up with probably when I was a junior in high school. This will be another page turner. The song Rob came up with my brother came up with most of this song, and it was called "Cameras Are Scary," which didn't have anything to do with it's not a word in the song or a line in the song. That was another thing that he kind of liked. That looking back, I wish they'd been titled a little differently. A couple of these songs that he did that on, but that's what this one is. "Cameras Are Scary." And he had written this song, but he couldn't remember the melody to it. And so I came up with a different melody. And he said, "No, it doesn't go like that." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to come up with what you came up with. I can't." I'd never heard him sing the song before. But he said, "No, it doesn't go like that." I said, "Well, I'm not going to come up with what you came up with, and you don't remember what you came up with. So let's just do this melody." And so that was my biggest contribution to this song. And then I came up with another part later on. Us kids were supposed to be out cleaning the garage, and I came up with this idea for this other part in the song. And so I had to sneak out of the garage and go downstairs. We'd write all of our music in the basement. And so I went down there and got out the tape recorder and hit record and sang this, and then ran back to work. And my brother kind of made fun of me when he heard the recording and just thought it sounded wimpy. And I just said I was scared and I was hurrying because I had to get back up in the garage before Dad caught me writing music. Okay, so here's the song, "Cameras Are Scary." It's hard to fly without wings. Nothing can be done, but everything is possible. So try to fly all alone. Can't cry without a reason, but if I could, I'd say it's true. Tears make a man. Tears make a man. You can't be crying. I won't care till I see. You can be blinded by your own little words. Your own little words. It's hard to see through the lies. Nothing can be true, but everybody knows the way. So try to make it through. Can't lie for my own sake, but if I could, it'd still be true. Tears make the man. Tears make the man. You can't be crying. I won't care till I see. You can be blinded by your own little words. Your own little words. I can't cry without a reason. The tears they make the man. While I'm crying out loud, I do everything that I can. Try to fly away. Try to fly away. Try to fly away. You can't be crying. I won't care till I see. You can be blinded by your own little words. Your own little words. It's hard to live without tears. Try to look inside. So everything you're looking for, you hope one day you'll find. Okay, I'll get a couple more tunes here. I'm done with my page turners now. This next song, my brother had one idea for a song, and that was the verse of this. And I haven't done anything like this really. He would come up with titles of songs or phrases that he liked, and he'd write them on a chalkboard that we had down in the basement. And so we had some ideas on that board, and he had this one idea that's a verse for this song, and then I came up with a different idea, which became the chorus of this song, but I came up with it unrelated to what he'd done. And he said, well, why don't we just put those two together? Which was just like startling to me. They seemed like two different things. Like, how could they go together? But he thought they could. And I guess I also thought, like, well, we want to write a bunch of songs. So we don't want to take two of our good ideas and put them together. But it probably was a good move. I remember another song that we wrote, and I came up with this part on the end that was just kind of like a real interesting variation on the way that the verses had gone earlier in the song. And I decided that part was so good and so interesting that I wanted to make it its own song, and I did that. And it really just shouldn't have been its own song. It should have been this really interesting end on the other thing. So it's better to put all your ideas together, all your good ideas together, I think, maybe in one spot than to try to spread them out all over the place, because it's better to have one really good song than several songs that aren't that good. But I don't know if this is a really good song or not. This is the second song that I wrote with Rob, so this is the second oldest song that I have in writing. Woke up this morning, went for a little walk. While I was gone, I got a little call from my old girlfriend, got caught in a mess. While she's out, she found a man, better I guess. How sweet love was when it lasted, when you were mine and I was yours. But now when you just see me coming, you shut the windows and you lock the door. I'm guessing love just hit a rock, 'cause it just popped. I'm guessing love don't know how to stand, 'cause it just flopped. I'm guessing love just skipped the path, 'cause it got lost. I'm guessing love don't know where to go, so it just stopped. I'd like to love you again, just the way we did before. But a broken heart can't hold love. But still I'd like to love you even more. I'm guessing love just hit a rock, 'cause it just popped. I'm guessing love don't know how to stand, 'cause it just flopped. I'm guessing love just skipped the path, 'cause it got lost. I'm guessing love don't know where to go, so it just stopped. How sweet love is when it's lasting, 'cause now you're mine and I am yours. True love never dies. True love never dies. True love never dies. Okay, like I said, I don't know if it's great or not. I think that's pretty good for a 4th grader and an 8th grader anyways. I don't like the happy ending on it. I think it could have done without that. Just the turn seems too abrupt. It's not that I wouldn't like a happy love song necessarily, but when I was a little older, I'd make the poet work a little harder to get to that happy ending. Okay, and then this next one here, This is the oldest song that I've got any kind of writing credit on. And like I say, there's a few others that are still floating around in my memory. Parts of them are floating around in my memory, and maybe I'll try to get those out there one day. But for right now, I'm going to close this today's little show with this one right here. And this is another one that I wrote with my brother. These are all in his terrible handwriting. We worked on a lot of creative projects together, and I usually like to be pacing around the room and making him write everything down. It's kind of hard to keep track of who came up with what parts, and there are certain lines that I remember contributing. But in general, it's just really difficult for me to sort out. And even things that we've written more recently, when you work with another person, you can remember some things that you came up with, but for the most part, you don't have any idea. It's just this is what, as a group, we came up with. I guess maybe the reason I say that is because I don't really write with other people anymore. It's been a long time. I have written one song with somebody else somewhat recently that I can recall. But when I started, that was the way that I wrote songs, was by working with my brother. This is called On My Way. On my way, come on people, sing on my way. On my way, everybody now on my way. All my life I've been dreaming, dreams never seem to come true. All my days I've been screaming, 'cause I just don't know what to do. Dreams weren't meant to be forgotten. Dreams weren't meant for you to sleep. Dreams were made for you if you think you've got a chance. Help me find my dreams upon my way. On my way, come on people, sing on my way. On my way, everybody now on my way. Every time I'm caught thinking what the world should be, seems like always I end up asking what is happening. Life's not meant to be forgotten. You don't get a second chance. Life's a gift to you, so please don't give it back. Try to find a path and go your way. On my way, come on people, sing on my way. On my way, everybody now on my way. On my way, come on people, sing on my way. On my way, everybody now on my way. Okay, that'll be it for today. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope I can do this again for you.